Alright, so dismiss the sound you may hear outside. They are doing some construction. But this is part 6, episode 6 of my end of the year anime journey. And I have some updates and I have some thoughts. So as you know, when I originally started this journey, I was watching. I started with Bleach, Gajakura, Frieren, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Charlotte, and Fruits Basket, because I was like, I'm forgetting something. When I started this, I had finished Charlotte, finished season 2 of Apothecary Diaries, finished Fruits Basket, and now I have recently finished Frieren. So that brings me to now, since I finished Frieren, this Sunday and Monday I will be starting Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So that has been added to the rotation. So I'm watching Bleach, Gajakura, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I am watching another anime for a bet, but I may cancel that because I am now in a car arc of Bleach, and I just want to put my focus and time into Bleach. Like, if it's not an anime that's already on my, like, in this slot, I really don't care for it. But let's get started. So let's start with Frieren, since I recently finished it. Now, I knew walking into Frieren that it was a show that had a slow start, slow pace, you feel me? But aside from that, I pretty much heard really good things. So my expectations wasn't like high, but it was high. I'm expecting to like really enjoy this anime. So when I first watched it, when I first started, like, I was like, okay, it's okay. I'm like, as long as there are other moving parts in the anime that can have my attention, I should be fine with this slow start. So the first couple episodes, I was just like, oh, this is okay. This is alright, you feel me? But again, I knew it had a slow start, so I was like, push through. If I didn't know about that, I probably would have dropped it. I'm gonna be real. Because usually animes you have 3 to 5 episodes to grab my attention, or I'm gonna drop you. But I said, let me relax. Let me let the story build. Episode 8 is when I'm kind of was like, I think that was the demon episode, and I was like, okay, I'm sat a little bit. Okay, you got my attention a little bit. And then I'm like, okay. So as I kept watching, I think the episode that really got my attention was episode, I think, 11 or 12. After that, I was like, okay, I'm now invested. You got my attention. I'm fucking with it. You feel me? Like, we see each other. We're good. And usually, like, when I'm watching, I already start like having like a prediction of like how I'm feeling. Is it a 1? Is it a 2? Is it a 3? Like, right then. And I was like, okay. In the beginning, I think episode 8, I was like, okay, this is a 3 right now. And in my head, I'm like, depending on how I feel about this anime when I finish it, if it's still a 3, most likely I'm not going to watch season 2. I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, no. But if it's like a 4, 4.5, 5, okay, I'm going to watch season 2 when it comes out with everybody. I like Stark. He is I wouldn't call him like a complete coward. He's just scared. He's nervous, a nervous dude, you feel me? Nervous dude. I like Fern. I like Frieren. Fern and Frieren, in my eyes, got this mother-daughter dynamic. At the first couple episodes, it felt like Fern was the mother, and then Frieren was the daughter. But then sometimes it switches. But either way, they just have that mother-daughter dynamic, and I really like it. I do also like Fern and Stark. I think them two are really cute. I think they're really cute together. You know, I'm rooting for them. I think they're really cute. I remember, I don't know his name. I don't know what he looked like, but you know, I knew because I was going to start Frieren. I was trying to like scroll past TikToks that were even mentioning characters because I wasn't trying to get spoiled. But I remember someone said this should be like Frieren is a story about, you know, just because I don't remember the video, I could be butchering what it was, but it was like Himo stories, because every time like they're like going through this adventure and going through a journey, first thing Frieren would mention was, oh, Himo, and I remember the video was like, this is basically a story of like what the guy said, paraphrasing, like this is just a retelling of Himo's adventures with, you know, the hero people. And I remember that video came back in my mind because every time they would like do an adventure or a spell or something, that's the first thing Frieren would mention is him. And I just thought that was funny. But I remember seeing a phrase which is, he loved her too early, she loved him too late. Because, you know, humans, you know, will die quickly. Their life expectancy is not that high because, you know, Frieren is a elf. And it just, seeing those edits kind of like made it spike more for me. So I really cannot wait for season 2. I love this dynamic. I love this whole group. You feel me? I love this whole group, and I really cannot wait for season 2. When I finished it, I said 4.5 out of 5. The more I'm there about it, I would give it a 5. I changed my rating. You hear it now. I will give Frieren a 5. I would definitely also recommend to people. I would definitely also tell them though, it does start off slow. You feel me? It does start off slow. If you were expecting fights like so early, you're not gonna get that. You are gonna learn about Frieren as a person, the people around her. So, you know, just be ready for that. But it is a really good anime, and I could see why it was nominated to be Anime of the Year. I don't know if I'm gonna watch Solo Leveling because the only reason for me to want to watch it is to see why it won Anime of the Year. You feel me? Because the only thing I've heard about Solo Leveling is overperforming, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but does it have a story? Because I love a story, which is why it took so long for me to start like really watching shonens. Which, not saying shonen animes don't have a story, but I like a specific type of story. Like example, side check, Black Lagoon. I watched it. I thought it was boring as hell. The action scenes were decent, but I didn't care. And then also, I didn't like Rock Behind. You have, the only reason why I remember this man's name is not just because it's Rock, it's because his voice actor is like Yagami. And he pissed me off because you having sympathy for a Nazi? Weird. But I need a story. I love a story. I love something that's gonna like grab my heart and Black Lagoon wasn't for it. But back on topic, I did really enjoy Frieren. I would give it a 5. And I can't wait for season 2, which comes out January 16th. So that's already on my next watch slot, which I will tell y'all when we get to like the end of the year, because I aim to finish Bleach, OG Bleach, by the end of this year. But speaking of Bleach, I just finished episode 124. I am inside the arc. I said it earlier, but car arc, and oh my god, this is fire. This is fire. I've missed my boy Jin. I've missed him. Come back on my screen, bro. That's my guy. That's my guy. We are meeting the new cars. I'm gonna be butchering. Y'all should know by now. I'm gonna butcher. They're so cool. They're very very cool. Like I need to find one of the dudes' names, but they are very cool. And then also, Ichigo got his behind beat up by one of them. He got his behind beat. We're into a little depression mode, and he does have like a little hollow inside of him, so he is, thought somebody was coming in my room, but he is training with the visors so he can like be better in control of the hollow that's inside of him. And not gonna lie, he's getting his ass beat. He is getting his ass beat. I don't know if you can see it, but this guy right here, he's lit. He's fire. He was beating Ichigo's ass. Like, my expectations for this arc is I want a balance. I want a balance. Like, I want to see they get their ass beat. I want to see the Soul Reapers get beat up. I want a balance, okay? I want this to be magnificent. I want this to make my blood boil. I want excitement. I don't want a one-sided battle of the Soul Reapers just winning or the cars just winning. I want a balance. But if I have my favorite car, then I might root for the car. You feel me? I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I want a thriller. I want a thriller. And I feel like this arc is gonna get me. And then there were a lot of people who told me to skip the Bound arc because it was a filler, it was sleepy, which I can admit it did make me sleepy at times. But when I'm watching this, they were mentioning a lot of the bounce. Like, they were mentioning shit that happened in that arc. So it's like, if I skipped it, I would have been confused of like, what the hell is going on? Who are these people? And y'all told me to skip this whole ass arc. And even as much as I was feeling sleepy, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I would have been like, what is going on? Who are these people? There's some information that is being skipped that I don't know. Why I understand to the people who told me to skip, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it, because I would have been like lost on information. And I would have to go back and be like, okay, I'm missing something. And yes, again, even though it made me sleepy, at least I'm not lost on the information that's being told in this arc. I do have favorite characters. When I originally started Bleach, I just had characters that I liked, but which were Ichigo, Rukia, Chad. There were characters that, I was still in the beginning. I didn't know who y'all are. So I'm like, y'all cool, but y'all not my favorite yet. Ichigo is my guy. I love Rukia. I like Renji. Speaking of Renji, I went into the store. I had to get some stuff. My brother wasn't feeling well. And after I got the stuff, I said, let me just walk around. And I end up seeing Renji, and if I had this excitement and I was like, okay, you definitely my guy now, because if I didn't like you as a character, I wouldn't have had excitement seeing a figure, and I wouldn't have bought it. I didn't even know how much it was. I just said Renji. I said, yeah. I had this excitement in my voice, and I bought it. Gene is my guy. He's my guy. I love him. I do like Aizen as well. I recognize you as an antagonist, as a villain. I love a villain. I'm sorry. I love a likable villain. Let's be real, because watching Fruits Basket, Akito was a villain and wasn't likable whatsoever. So let me just be straight up. But this shit is fire. This anime is fire. This is fire. Yeah. I'm never going back to Naruto. Sorry, no shade. And yeah, but this anime is fire. I've been really enjoying it, and I cannot wait to continue to get more deep into this arc. Also, who else I like? Yeah, those are my favorites for now. Those are my favorites. I do like the pretty lady in pink. I'm just describe the characters because I cannot. I do also like one of the captains who he has a freeze power as I think his Bankai. I like him. He's just on my like scale. He's not my favorite yet, but I do like him. But those are my favorite. I'll probably be back on Bleach maybe tonight, and then of course I'll be back on Bleach Friday. And then hold on, let me check my phone. What day is that? Okay, November 6th is when y'all will get another updated video, and during this time I will have thoughts on more Bleach, more Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And even though I said I was watching Gachakuda, I haven't really been mentioning it because technically when I started this journey, I was already watching Gachakuda. The last couple of episodes, I will say, I've been watching it in sub because episode 14 took 2 weeks off the dub, and I mentioned this is not like an anime where people are not talking about it, at least on TikTok, and I wasn't trying to get spoiled, so I just watched them sub. But I will probably double back and watch episode 14 because I don't know if they updated 15, but I may watch those episodes in dub because we do have some black characters, and I want to hear it authentically, but I don't want to be spoiled, so I did watch it and stuff, but I'll double back. So I'll see y'all next week with another video. I did post a video on TikTok. I did say I wasn't going to be posting any more Bleach videos, but I heard this phrase and I was like, I gotta record it. So deuces.